Pretty disgusting. Congressman Byron Donalds joins us now, along with the Lawfare Project founder. Brooke Goldstein is with us. Congressman, I don't even know what to say. First of all, I'm sorry you had to experience that. I consider you a friend. You are one of the rising conservative stars in the country. And however, I'm not surprised, because it seems that there are just a couple of groups that you can pretty much say anything about. One group would be African-American conservatives, and now we're learning you can pretty much say anything you want about the Jewish people, and that's not off limits at these woke universities where political correctness rules the day, but yet none of them seem to be triggered by any of this, not even the terror attack on October 7th. Your reaction?
My reaction, Sean, is that it's time for us to stand up to this type of foolishness and not sit back and let the radical left run these institutions any further into the ground than they've already gone. What it requires is Americans to look this stuff straight in the eye and respond, which is what I did yesterday. Glad that my colleagues decided to go to George Washington University to see firsthand what is going on. And it is crystal clear that you have Jewish students who are being subjected to intimidation, harassment, in some respects assault, and it's got to stop, and it's got to stop immediately. And that requires leadership, Sean. So if it takes having to deal with some knucklehead protester who, by the way, was separated from me by about 7 people, so be it. I'm a big dude. I could take care of that. But it's going to require leadership in our country. We do not have that with Joe Biden. The radical left not only supports this, they encourage this. And so Americans, it takes the courage of all Americans. I don't care about your politics. It takes the courage of Americans to look at this radicalism in the face, stand up to it, say no, and we forge ahead for a better America.
Brooke, how many times have we said never again? And Prime Minister Netanyahu said never again is now. Back in 2004, I wrote a book, Deliver Us from Evil. And I did a lot of research for that book. And between Mao in China, Stalin in Russia, Hitler in Germany, Mussolini in fascism, Tojo Japan, Pol Pot, the killing fields, Cambodia, over 100 million human souls were murdered. OK? Now, for those people that think that this can't happen again, listen to the rhetoric. This is as close, what we're hearing on these college campuses, this is as close to the 1930s than I ever thought we would ever hear in our lifetime. How do you see it?
I see it exactly the same way. When they are shouting death to America, when they are shouting death to the Jews, we better believe them. I want to thank the congressman for his courage and for standing up and for going to these campuses. And I want to put a call out to every proud American, to the entire Jewish community and our allies, to go right now, just like the congressman did. Go to these campuses, bring an American flag with you, and we will outnumber and we will outshout them, because we must take our country back. And what I find so offensive is, even though this radicalization has been happening for years, the violence now for weeks, why did it take President Biden so long to come out and criticize this? And why did he make a moral equivalence between Islamophobia and anti-Semitism? People are not chanting death to Muslims. People are not preventing Muslim students from accessing their education. We don't have a problem with Islamophobia in this country. We have a problem making excuses for radical Islam. And it is radical Islamic theology, phraseology, and now their strategies and tactics that have been imported to this country to destroy us from within. And perhaps, and I'll leave you with this, the reason why President Biden cannot unequivocally condemn the pro-Hamas mobs is because the same organizations, the George Soros Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Ford Foundation, the same organizations funding the Democratic Party are the ones funding the current unrest.
Yeah, I got to thank you, Brooke Goldstein, as always. We appreciate it. Congressman Donalds, I'm sorry you went through that, but I echo what Brooke said. I admire your courage. You put yourself in the line of fire, and that's who you are, and anybody should really respect you for what you did. Thank you.